Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Nine Sol. This is going to be broken up into two parts. I just need to hunt for a root node, but I didn't have one in the last episode to end on. So I'm going to record the first part of this episode now and follow it up later once I have a good stopping point. You look like a lymph... I almost called it a lymph node. A nymph node. Alright, what is this? Oh, it's one of those rotation puzzles. One of my favorites. I love... Oh. Well, I solved it. I think I missed something though. Hold on, go back. Nymph. I still want to call it lymph. Oh gosh. Shout out to all you med students out there who have to deal with the abject horror and nonsense of the lymphatic system. My grad school teachers were just like, you know what lymph is? Me neither, and that's fine. Moving on. Basically, that was the story of lymph through grad school. It's there. You should probably care about it, but my professor is like, meh, it's too complicated, I don't want to teach it, so let's move on. Soul Reaper Jade. Any Jinn and experience absorbed by the enemy that killed you can be recovered using a single talisman explosion. This removes the need to actually kill the enemy that killed ye. That sounds decent, I guess, but I don't plan on dying more than I have to, so I guess it's good if we get killed by like a really tanky, strong enemy like we did in the, a couple episodes ago. Then I could see I could see the value in that, I suppose. But we're not at the point. Most enemies die in a single string of 3 hits, so. Anyway, so I was talking about my time working at the aquarium. Why don't we keep going with that a little bit? So we talked about how I got to actually like physically handle seals. I also got to, basically the two things I worked with were seals and sea turtles. And sea turtles were fun restraint-wise too, because you just pick them up from their sides and hold them vertically. And you have to be ready because they will slap your hands, and after a while, my hands did get numb from all the turtle slaps, but it was still worth it. I mean, I got to hold the turtle. More importantly, I got to feed the turtle, so I primarily worked with Atlantic green sea turtles, and oh my goodness, they are so cute, Kiwi. I love them. Oh, hello. Oh, good to know that we can parry on a rope. I didn't actually mean to talisman you there, but it worked in my advantage because we still have the jade that immobilizes them. I probably would have gotten hit otherwise. Anyway, so Atlantic green sea turtles, they start off in omnivorous, which I find very interesting. So they eat a mixture of usually squid or smaller aquatic creatures. Definitely, they love jellyfish. They really, like, they are one of the natural predators to jellyfish, and we don't really think about predators to jellyfish, but they're apparently a fairly commonly consumed commodity of deep sea pallets, I guess I'll call it. I don't know, it's weird to think about. What if, oh hey, here's our root node. I guess let's see what this memory is and then we'll go from there. What have we got here? Ancient cave painting. Home on the genesis of Fusang. Fusang the soul's spear, in its sorrow and compassion it descends, granting us life's vigor. The primordial roots, also known as Fusang, is the oldest plant on our mother planet Panglai. Alright, so we're getting context for these words that have been thrown around. Panglai is the planet that the Solarians come from, I assume, and I assume we are a Solarian, and probably all of the furries are. And Fusang is that big root plant that's been giving us lots of hugs all the time. It feeds on light and reaches across all islands and land masses. Since prehistoric times, Solarians have been inseparable from the roots. It provides shelter for sleeping and fruit for warmth. On Panglai, civilizations arose wherever the tree thrived. Alright, Kiwi. I'm gonna pause the episode here, and I will be back when my throat is rested and you are sleeping again. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, Kiwi. Alright, we are picking up where we left off, and I know I was talking about my time at the aquarium. I have to actually acknowledge the fact that I've talked about it recently in my Grease playthrough and completely forgot. So forgive me if I'm repeating old hat, but it is, I'll try and talk about some things that I didn't talk about in that show, or that series as well. But, so I know I was talking about how Atlantic green sea turtles start off omnivorous. Oh, well, hello there, new friend. Okay, I'm not really good at female voices, but let's wing it. Let's see. Oh, look who decided to show up after all this time. Alright, we'll work with that. Not my favorite voice, but we can make it work. Did your astounding intelligence lead you into this trap? This is quite eye-opening. I could sense it from afar. Yeah, you play it off cool, Yi, I'm sure. As stubborn as ever, I see. I've got to give it to you, though. It takes courage to storm into my territory all on your own.
And you only just came back from the dead, right? I figured anyone who got another shot at life would know better than to intrude on my farmlands. I don't intend to die in these barren fields.
Oh?
Barren, you say? Let us fertilize it with some fresh organic remains. We farmers are naturally thrifty. Nothing goes to waste, not even a skinny little mouse. Rise and shine, my beasts. There's work to be done.
All right, what are we? Let's see what our bosses are going to be, I presume. What have we got here? Oh, Jiangxi. The Chinese zombie type creatures from the looks of it. They have the talismans on their face, so it must be.
Mama, 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 it's dark, so scared.
Jiangxi. Oh, well, look at that. I was right. They're even calling him Jiangxi. All right.
Jiangxi soldiers. This technology was banned centuries ago. You've gone so far as to modify the ape men.
What's wrong with putting everything to good use? The opportunity to serve me beyond death is a special privilege I bestow. I read the system report the moment I woke up. You apparently made a mess out of the livestock area. I was there when we captured Ape Man on the pale blue planet. Oh my goodness, first read of the day. Forgive me, I'm a little. I was there when we captured Ape Men on the pale blue planet. They're obedient creatures that can be quite cute once tamed. But as pets or as livestock, in the end, they're just tools. Have you begun to think of yourself as one of those beasts now that you've mingled with them in their cage?
Enough. Are you here to lecture me or kill me?
Oh, right. Oh, right.
Oh, we're dipping into Frieza territory.
Oh, right. Thanks for the reminder. I'd better send you on your way.
Oh, well, there's Frieza. Okay.
Oh, right. Thanks for the reminder. I'd better send you on your way. I've got a field inspection to conduct later today. Bring him down with all your might, my beasts. I'll reward you after with some rice.
All right. Ooh, they are, seem kind of in pain. I don't envy the ape men characters of this game. I guess they are humans, but still. All right, what are you kids doing? Oh, you're gonna play volleyball with us. That's fair. Work on your spikes a little bit better there. I don't think this is what she wanted, though.
No. Wait, this isn't part of the plan. That's not what I meant when I said bring him down. Damn it, this is a complete disaster, you imbeciles.
Come on, bring us down. Yeah. Bye-bye, Harpy Lady. See you later. We'll see you in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something. Or boss fight, I'm sure. My cat has gone absolutely insane because I refused to give her attention and decided to record instead, but this is fine. You know, this is totally fine. I'm sure she'll take a giant... never mind. I'll complain about it when it happens, but Kiwi, you know what I'm going to complain about. It always happens. She really does genuinely wait for me to either ignore her, or she either waits for the lack of attention once I start recording. It's really just, it's always guided towards when I am recording. She is a spiteful pooper, and a spiteful zoomier too, I guess. I don't give her the attention when she finally asks for it. Like, I have been down here for 3 hours. Oh, we're getting something new, apparently. I have been down here for 3 hours, and now is the time for her to have all of these I am going insane moments. It genuinely is. I really do think she is spiteful when I don't give her attention when she wants it. But God forbid I try to give her attention. I am complaining about my cat. This is Cat Psychology 101. Cats are always functioning on their terms, not yours. And if you're not going to respect them, well, they're not going to respect you.
Finding chi to form a blade. Intriguing. The theory is simple.
Hold X to unleash Charge Strike and break through Stone Barrier. Okay, in classic Metroidvania fashion, we now have ourselves a charged attack. Hold X to use Charge Strike to break shields. Okay, so we've encountered a couple enemies with shields. Oh, and those like statues that block areas too.
There it is, my body and the blade, bound together by chi.
Alright, so I guess I just make you my training dummy now, right, sir?
This is the final trial. Can this sword penetrate a defensive barrier?
Once again, I appreciate when games use
their combat mechanics to also be traversal mechanics. And granted, this is definitely more geared towards being a combat mechanic, but it does open up new avenues for travel, so I respect it, I appreciate it. The sword lives ever present in both myself and the land. I didn't actually see what the last word was. Hopefully I read it correctly. Anyway, so I'm going to keep rambling about the aquarium a little bit longer. So, back on the topic of Atlantic greens and their omnivorous jellyfish voracity, one of the cool adaptations that they have, or a lot of sea turtles have actually, for eating those jellyfish, maybe less so the Atlantic greens. I think they're more the smaller things. I don't fully remember. I know I was thinking about, what are they, leatherback sea turtles, which are huge, like as large as a human, but like with the proportions of a turtle. Charge strike. Hold X to charge. You will glow green once it is fully charged. Release the attack button after charging to unleash a powerful forward thrust, which can destroy enemy shields and hard obstacles. Anyway, so, but they have these, they're called papillae, but basically they are, little, almost teeth-like projections that coat the lining of their throats. They have the texture of fingernails, I would say, like the outer coating of a fingernail with a soft, squishy inside, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of gross, honestly, but it looks like a sarlacc from, is it Star Wars? Forgive me if my knowledge of those those shows falls. Oops. Okay, so this water is definitely dangerous. Oh, hey, Chiyu. Long time no see, buddy.
We meet again, Sir Yi.
How did you get here? Are you following me?
Not in the slightest. It can only be fate. Ever since my awakening, I have made this land my home. I sojourn across Kunlun without ever settling down. This is one of my many hiding spots. I did not expect to meet you. I did not expect to meet you here.
You don't need to hide. The gods here are no match for you.
A scholar does not wield the sword lightly. I simply slip away when trouble starts to brew. There is no need for violence.
A poetry reciting weapon that won't fight. That's a first.
Oh, you flatter me, sir. But that is the reason why I cannot obtain gin from mechanical corpses like you do. That being said, would you be interested in bartering once more? Feel free to peruse my wares.
I'm really happy with how his voice is sounding in my head, and based on the last recording where he was present, I also was really happy with that. Let's see if he has anything else to say.
The transaction may fail, but goodwill persists. If you're not in the mood to do business, we can sit down and recite poetry together.
Yeah, I'm happy with how that sounds, honestly. All right, let's see. Do you have anything for sale that I can afford? Oh, computing unit, I don't, let's see, poison, ball of flavor, animal feed made from food waste, very nutritious for some livestock. I don't know what these poisons do yet, so I'll maybe buy one just to have it on hand, but honestly, I save up for the computing unit first. I think having more charms, or I guess in this case, jades, sound good to me. Anyway, I guess we'll continue to explore around this area. Whoop, hello, that's exploding. Let's see, where does the map want me to go? Why don't we travel to the right first, and then we'll travel to the left. And I will eventually remember that things that I hit in this area seem very prone to exploding. Oh, you're a new enemy. Hello there. Oh, good, you spawn things. Well, we'll make it work. I like the gentle little toss they do as they throw those frogs in. Oh, hello. Vengeance explosions. Love it. Gotta love it. Interesting that these little bells summon creatures. I wonder what their purpose is otherwise. If they even have a purpose. Oh, hello. Creepy ninja dude. Have an exploding talisman. So anyway, I can fight this guy while I continue to ramble about aquarium stuff. So yeah, the larger sea turtles, especially the ones that are more carnivorous or will eat other life, will eat life to sustain its own life type creatures. They're quite fascinating because again, they look like tooth-ridden worms in their GI tract. I got to do a necropsy once and see that, and it was insane. It was so cool, but also really creepy looking. Yellow water testing records. Monitoring yellow water quality. Flow rate normal. Concentration undetectable. Yellow water, a concentrated irrigation formula in New Kunlun, is comprised of dragon snake excrement, chemicals, and leftover biological waste from the breeding facility. Its high concentration can harm solarians, necessitating immediate localized excision of it if it comes in contact with the skin. I guess that's why we fade out instead of just like getting knocked back. I do really wish that with at least lasers and water flow type things. When you get hit, you just get knocked back rather than just resetting. We have another Shanghai 9000 Kiwi, and you know what that means. Godspeed.
What up? That's a little area. Enjoying a sublime eternity amongst the evergreen foothills. New Quinlan, the second home of your dreams. How are we doing today? It's not.
You know what? Why don't I try and mesh different voices based on the little fishes that are in these? So,
Let's go to this nasally voice and see if I can do this. It's not like I want to scream out. I'm just carrying out my directives.
okay. I will say it's a lot harder to maintain a voice while doing the because it I course correct voices as I'm making them, I suppose. So not being able to hear them accurately makes it harder. Anyway,
Give me a status report on this region.
What? What do you think you are? I don't give out reports to just anyone. I'm only doing it because I pity you. The crops in the greenhouse are ready for harvest. This season's harvest are 921st is scheduled for today.
I'm becoming Gollum now. Oh gosh.
Unfortunately,
Oh, well,
unfortunately,
that voice will come back at some point, I'm sure.
unfortunately, due to unexpected structural failures, most operations are experiencing delays. We are also experiencing anomalous levels of yellow water. Damaged pipelines are threatening the integrity of the entire system. Populations of symbiotic ground snakes have greatly exceeded the optimal range. Anybody require immediate certification in order to bring back the region's ecological balance. Discarded support teams have been deployed to repair.
Oh my goodness, there's so much saliva coming out of my face on this one.
Have been deployed to repair and repairs. Estimated repair time unknown. There, I said it. Happy now?
She's a tsundere puffish with little rabbit ears. Interesting.
Sounds like this place is going through a total meltdown.
No, it's not. It just takes some time to organize everything. Agriculture is really complicated. Listen up. Every imagination was carefully planned by Lady Gourmand. Late Lady Gourmand herself, every planter was studied with grit and dedication. These permaculture systems were built to last for billions of years. You need not worry about their condition.
Kiwi has confirmed that this is completely uninterpretable, but I am committed to the bit. Forgive me. I will hopefully not take up like a quarter of the episode with this character this time. The last one lasted for so long.
How do I shut off the yellow water?
What? Don't be silly. The available water is incredibly concentrated. You'll be in big trouble.
The voice has changed again, I'm sorry.
You'll be in big trouble if you operate without a permit. That concentrated nutrient mix is toxic. You can't just jump in and shut it off. It needs to be enclosed manually. The controls are at the highest floor next to the dragon spout.
Alright,
Did you see where Gomeng went?
Why should I show you? Why should I tell you? You think I'm just going to mark it because you asked?
oh, she's such a tsundere, Kiwi.
Lady Gomeng is in the agrarian hold to the right of the water and oxygen synthesis zone. Why are you even going there anyway? She usually is sleeping, so she doesn't really entertain guests.
Arrogant as she's always been.
Arrogant? I will not allow you to slander Lady Gomeng like that. The lady is the most pragmatic and most charitable scientist. New Kunlun can enjoy a stable food supply thanks to Lady Gomeng's mindful method.
Mindful what?
As a farmer herself, Lady Gomeng emphasizes total control with her crops with minimal mistakes. Channeling her dedication and precision, she created an array of instructions collectively called the Farmer's Mindful Method. It's used to control all aspects of agriculture, including moisture, soil fertility, and other automatic systems.
In other words, she's a control freak.
Clear what you want, but the lady's methods allow everyone to be fed with limited resources. You must know that Lady Gomeng was born from poverty. She worked and studied tirelessly to become an exceptional biologist.
Okay, we're done. Goodbye.
But if that's it, I was already ready to answer your questions and everything. You're the worst, I'm ignoring you.
Actually, we need your chip, don't we? I'm sorry, Kiwi. One little bit more.
We're almost there.
Where do you think you're touching? What? No. If you want that data, just give me 400 gin for it. There's no need to destroy me. It's not like I want to keep talking to you. I just don't want to be shut down.
Pay 400 gin and get a copy of the check.
You're actually paying for it? Well, don't expect me to thank you for this.
I don't think anyone's going to thank me for this. All right, agricultural zone chip, a memory chip containing the map data of the agricultural zone. Further analysis can be done to reveal hidden map data. The agricultural zone is mainly comprised of the greenhouse and the water and oxygen synthesis zone, which supplies New Kunlun with food and water needed to sustain life. Okay, Kiwi. Well, at least we won't have more of that for a while, I hope. That voice is very fun, but its novelty runs thin after a while, I think. I fear. I have a suspicion. But it's all good. What is this? Oh, okay. Maybe that was ammo for our bow? I guess I should use my bow more often. It looks like it does a lot of damage. Wow. One shot both of those enemies. All right. Fair enough. I'll try and be mindful of that. I'm going to assume these were, what do they call them? Dragon snakes, maybe? Seems reasonable enough. All right, let's see. On the map, we have this lower portion. I'll stay high for now just because I might not be able to access the... I can likely fall down to the lower portions, but staying on the upper portions might be more tricky. Oh, no. Unfortunate. I'm lucky that didn't kill me. I wonder if these guys are the Dust Guard that they mentioned in that report. Oh, well, he got me. Unfortunate. Anyway, let's focus on some sea facts in the meantime. So, like I was saying, the sea turtles, they have these nasty teeth on their throats, basically, and they're pretty crazy to look at. Like, one of the coolest things I ever learned at the aquarium was that, and just they look terrifying, frankly. Don't know why I jumped there. I am taking a lot of hits that are unnecessary. Right, I'm probably just gonna skip past all these enemies while I keep rambling a bit. Doesn't seem like it will hurt that. Okay, fine. You guys, you volunteered. There you go. You earned that arrow. My goodness, Kiwi. All right, whatever. It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is 100% absolutely fine. We're back to where we were. What else did I learn at the aquarium that was really cool? All right. Oh, I fell for the same trap, but at least I hacked. I successfully hacked, so I can't get hit in the cutscene. Sea stars and clams, their mobility, like, you need to watch it. It's so cool. Like, you don't think about it, but they are surprisingly mobile creatures underwater, and it's really funny to see how it looks. So I strongly encourage anyone who's listening in who hasn't been turned off by the voices I've given the Shanghai 9000s, to definitely, like, go look up, like, basic body, like, underwater movement patterns for the creatures that on land you wouldn't even think could move, right? Like the sea stars, the clams, that sort of thing, because it's pretty crazy how surprisingly mobile underwater they are, which makes sense. They're underwater creatures. They should be mobile in their natural environment, but it's kind of impressive, like, how mobile they actually are. And then other cool things. Ooh, you're a bigger version of the guys we've been fighting, aren't you? You look fancy. Oh, you got the hippity hops. I forget if we fought one of these already or not. It has been a little bit of time since I last recorded, so forgive me if my memory isn't perfectly up to date. Feeling good about this, though. Parrying every attack left and right. Oh, okay. So yeah, he attacks every time he jumps. We must have fought him before, because I seem to remember his pattern somehow. I think we're turning off all of these waters, so I think it was a good idea to stay high so that we can turn off the waters and grant ourselves egress to everywhere else. Anything else over here? Doesn't look like it. What other aquatic animal facts do I have that I can remember from the time I was teaching at the aquarium? Oh, how about the difference between seals and sea lions? Because it's surprising, or I guess it's not that surprising, because they do look very similar to those who don't know. But the differences between them. So seals are kind of the more stubby, short-bodied creatures, whereas sea lions have more the direct flippers, like, that extend off their bodies, particularly the foreflippers. Basically, if I were to compare them, it's kind of like how donkeys are small versions of horses almost, although I feel like people who are horse and donkey enthusiasts would hate that description, and it's not entirely accurate. But basically, if I recall, sea lions are basically longer seals, to put them in, like, the most basic description. Natural habitats are likely different as well. Diets are largely similar. They mostly are predators of the sea. But I'm trying to think. I mean, the coolest thing I know about both of them is that they take heartworm medication the same way that dogs do. Ivermectins are the main ingredient, and they're primarily anti-worm medications. Oh, I can go down there. All right, let's see what's down here since we're passing through. And actually, the jade root is, or the root node's right here. So I'll go heal up, and then we'll go pop our heads down there and see what we can find. I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, so if you have ever had a dog on heartworm medication, seals and sea lions literally take the same medication. It seems like for what are they called? Vertebrate creatures, I suppose. Mammalian vertebrates seem to tolerate ivermectin class medications very well. And the toxic, like, lethal dose is so high that unless a patient, or not a patient, a pet is prone, or an animal, I guess, is prone to having an adverse reaction, like it's just a genetic or allergic response that is completely outside the control of owner, manufacturer, caretaker, or whatever you want to call them. Like, it's really hard to poison someone with a heartworm medication, as it turns out. I could really go for a mid-air dash if I had an option. Oops, I died. Give me my stuff back. Wow. All right, there we go. Anyway, so yeah, it's really hard for a lot of deworming type medications to be toxic. So one of the things I sometimes do in my travels is I'm a pharmacology nerd. What I mean by that is, like, I really like, because of my background in organic chemistry, I really like looking at how drugs are created and, like, what their functions on the body, like the biochemical effects are. So I like reading about side effects. I like reading about just how the body metabolizes things. And one of the other things that I do with that information is sometimes I look up and find out, like, what is quote unquote the lethal dose. So there's a term used in the medical fields for many toxins called the LD50, which is basically, at this dose, 50% of any creature, human or animal, exposed to this, and this will vary by species, both human and animal. Again, my interests are mainly animal focused, but it applies to humans as well. Basically, at what concentration of 50% of creatures exposed to this drug, medication, toxin, is it lethal? And for a lot of the dewormer type class of medications, it's like 80 times above the recommended dose. It's like insanely elevated, which definitely makes me feel more comfortable when I think about giving those sorts of medications to my pets, because, you know, you can't help but be nervous whenever you're putting a drug into your body or a drug into something you're caring for's body. You always have those like biting questions of, is it safe? Should I do this? Like, even if it's not intentional, it's always that thought that crosses the mind. Oh, we got a lot to explore around here. I have so many different paths to travel. Kiwi, I actually think we're coming up on episode time soon. I'll do a little bit more. I won't take the boat, but let's see what's up there. But yeah, it's kind of wild how crazy these medications are. How well they are tolerated by the bodies they are put into. It still doesn't necessarily make people feel comfortable about using them. I mean, I understand. It's the implicit fear of using something that someone else tells you is safe without really understanding yourself whether it is or not. But I'm always prone to trusting experts' opinions rather than my own, and I know Google is very prone to leading me astray. Because it's like, no matter what you do, if you look up things on Google, you're gonna find so much misinformation of, like, one anecdotal experience of my pet or myself had a terrible reaction to this drug. Never take it. Don't trust anyone who recommends it. But it's like, you have to put it into context. If it's one person who had that reaction, adverse reactions can happen to everything. There are people who dislike pineapple because they tear holes into their tongue like I do, or like it does for me. Like, I love pineapple, but I can't eat it because I eat more than a slice and my tongue becomes shredded to pieces. But I'm not going to tell people not to eat pineapple because it hurt me. I'm an outlier in that, I'm sure. If multiple people start reporting that sort of thing, that's a different story. Like, I mean, obviously that's how we monitor for outbreaks of, like, contaminated food. E. coli outbreaks in lettuce being probably the most common example that I can think of, because, my goodness, have there been a lot of recalls at our local grocer for those sorts of things, unfortunately. You didn't notice me, right, sir? How did he not notice me? I smacked him through his shield. Well, I got the Shadow Strike, so I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, there is so much information readily available to us as a society, but there's no reliable way of telling what information is trustworthy and reliable. Like, in school, they called it the crap test, assessing like 5 different, or no, crap is spelled with 4 letters, assessing 4 different aspects of a scientific article to say, okay, how trustworthy is this research? Like, first of all, so it's like credibility. Is the site that it's from or the author it's from known to be a credible source? And it's sometimes hard to know for sure whether that's the case or not without like past experience at reading journals or seeing public reactions to those journals. Oh my goodness, that frog can jump really far. Going for it. Got it. Nice. Oh, this looks fun. What have we got here? A little platforming challenge from the looks of it. Let's start with what's over here. What's over here? Okay, a new pathway. Oops. Well, before I go to the new path, let's see what's up here first. Maybe we unlock a shortcut. Oh, it looks like we've got a proper platforming challenge, and I have no heal, so I gotta do this perfectly. Here we go. Alright, so far so good. Hey, we did it! And what is this? Tau fruit. Oh, I think we've gotten one of these before. They're just like on corpses. Dust Guardian recording device 2. Dust Guardian case file number 13. Log entry: the deceased had field duty. And was found in one of the water and oxygen generating pools. He'd already died several days earlier from what looks to be a piercing injury. I don't get it. We do our time and then we get to live the good life. How could he be so stupid? The eerie thing is, the cuts on his body were really deep. Guards don't attack Dust Guardians, so I'm suspicious as to whether it was really an accident. I've been told that he must have pissed off one of the animals, so that may be a reason. I still have a lot to learn. So I think the Dust Guardians are ape men until proven otherwise, because they're referring to them separately from the guards. Water synthesis pipeline panel. Warning, severe pipeline damage detected. Dust Guardians have been notified for emergency repairs. The water and oxygen synthesis zone in the Fountain of Life for New Kunlun. During construction, Gomeng designed an extensive symbiotic system with genetically modified plants like pig trough leaves to release oxygen and purify water efficiently. New Kunlun's well-being depends on this water and oxygen supply. For the well-being of all passengers, any contamination is strictly forbidden. Verboten. Alright, Kiwi. Let's see, there's no fast way back to the root node other than death, so I guess I'll keep going until I die, and then I'll fast forward to wherever we end up after the fact. Let me just bail out here. Oh, hello, frog. Don't blow up on my account. I'm more afraid of the frog than anything else. At least those explodey bits that guy drops take care of him for us. Oh, hey, big treasure chest. Don't mind if I do. After I take out this, probably. What else can I talk about? I mean, like I said, I'm fairly passionate about medications. I just don't think many people are going to want to listen to them about that here. And like, how interesting is it going to be for someone of my nature to like describe those things to people who don't particularly care? All right, I'm just going to make my way back to the root node and reset. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. In the next episode, let's go for a fun boat ride. Until then, I love you, and I will see you in the next one.